Hi, I'm Ben Leichling, president of Bullies Be Gone. Today we're going to talk about how to stop sneaky, controlling, bullying, narcissistic husbands. It's easy to recognize overt bullying, narcissistic husbands. They act in the open. You know how toxic they are, even if it's difficult to stop them. Sneaky, controlling, negative, critical, correcting, bullying, narcissistic husbands are just as toxic, but they're harder to recognize and stop. Here are 7 common signs of sneaky, bullying husbands. Does the world revolve around what he wants? Is his stuff, but your stuff is his also, if he wants it? Does your opinion matter? Or is he in charge, always right, knows best? Does he control everything and demand you serve him? Does he push every boundary you try to set, sometimes just to exert power and control? Does he beat you verbally and relentlessly into submission? Or does he manipulate and guilt trip you? Is a nice time really a time with just less pain? Does he excuse his control and temper tantrums? Does he blame you? You made him blow up. Are you afraid he'll destroy what's precious to you, including your pets? Are you afraid he'll retaliate, badmouth or hurt or embarrass you to the kids or in public? Do you avoid disagreeing because it isn't worth the relentless arguments? Does he think what he does isn't so bad? You really don't remember what happened, and you don't recognize how wrong and guilty you are. You can't trust yourself. Does he say, well, since nobody is perfect, especially you have to accept him as he is. He's not 100% bad, so you must waste the rest of your life teaching him how to respect, appreciate, and love you properly. You have to live being a martyr. Does he demand you make up for the pain he suffered when he was growing up? If he says he loves you, what does he love you for? And how does he love you? Does his love feel good? Remember, love and marriage mean 2 very different things when you use those words and when he says them. What you think of a good relationship is irrelevant to him. The relationship he wants is the only one that matters. How does he keep his promises? Does he make amends? Most important, does he change the way he treats you? Don't believe his words. His actions tell the truth. Now, 6 tests about your martyr patterns. Are you an empath? A codependent, people-pleasing, pacifying, enabling fixer? Does he take advantage? Do you accept being a second-class citizen in his world? Do you get an equal vote? Do you let him trample every boundary you set, or do you enforce real consequences for him? Do you get thrown into uncertainty and self-doubt because he's absolutely sure about what he thinks and believes? Do you think it's your fault if you disagree, if you protect yourself, if you beg for behavioral changes or strike back? Do you think your job is to understand him and make him happy before you can be happy? Do you think you have to be perfect before he needs to change? Do you think he needs to accept the blame and agree with you before you can do what you want? Are you loving and valuing yourself? Or are you protecting your children? Or are you allowing them to be tempted by a predator? Your children don't need a father like that. Now, pretend friends will tell you that if he doesn't physically beat or rape you, he's not abusive or a bully or a narcissist. Or they'll say he's a good man because he's polite in public and he doesn't have public affairs. They've taken his side. Your pain doesn't matter enough to those friends. They're wrong. The endless negativity, correction, criticism, and put-downs, the threats and control are bullying and abuse. It's not real love if he loves you because you're his servant, his slave, Cinderella, or the scapegoat. That's not the kind of love you want or deserve. Trust your inner knowing, not his opinions. Ignore your guilt when you've been hurt and frustrated so much you blow up. Your anger is not the problem. His behavior is the problem. Listen to your pain. Listen to your heart, even if you can't win an argument with him. You don't have to prove he's a bullying narcissist in court. You don't need his agreement or permission to get free from slavery. Your pain, frustration, and anger are appropriate. Stop beating yourself down. Your spirit is using those feelings to motivate you to get free. After you're free, you won't need pain and frustration and anger to motivate yourself. Don't remain a victim. You're not stuck forever. You're not helpless. It's not hopeless. Stop living in fear and desperation. There is light in the darkness. We will connect with your amazingly resilient and powerful center, your spirit, your authentic self. From that center, you will have the strength and courage you need. You'll develop the skill to carry out a personal plan effective in your specific situation. You can create the wonderful, joyous life you want. When you want to decide about your husband, when you want to have a bully-free life, call me. Since all situations are different, hire me for personal counseling coaching. Call 8778-BULLIES. That's 877-828-5543.